I come from like a really overprotective family. Like growing up, my parents would never let me play video games because they always said video games are too violent for children. Instead, they made me go outside and play with the other kids in the neighborhood. Totally backfired. Literally, all that meant was that instead of staying inside and playing violent games like Call of Duty or Gears of War, I was outside playing neighborhood games like punch each other until it goes too far. Or the cul-de-sac classic, someone's older brother's here and he's hurting us. My parents are both on the older side. They're in their 60s. They're going to be 70 soon. I love them, but I noticed that as they've gotten older, they've gotten a lot more gullible. They recently read an article that said that people in their 20s are more susceptible to depression. And now they are convinced that because I'm in my 20s, I must automatically have depression. And at first I was like trying to argue with them, but now I'm just going to use it to my advantage. So next time they try to guilt me into a lame activity by saying, hey Robert, you never know, we might not be around much longer. I'm just going to come back and I'm with, hey mom and dad, you never know, I might not be around much longer. Like they'll say, come apple picking or we will write you out of the will. And I'll say, don't make me or I will write you into the suicide notes. And we'll all just kind of slowly back away from the dinner table. I was raised really religious. I'm not anymore. I don't miss religion, but I do sometimes miss the sense of community that came with it. Because there was no sense of community amongst people who used to be religious. Like saying you used to be religious is way too vague. It can mean too many different things. I was at a party and I met a guy who said he used to be religious. I got excited. I was like, oh, no, wait, me too. I used to be so religious, I'd do the sign of the cross every time I heard an ambulance drive by. And then he said, yeah, I used to be so religious, I'd throw bricks at gay people. And I was like, oh, I think we used to be different things. I'm really bad at dirty talk because I think too literally. I'm sorry to be crass, but I was recently fooling around with a lady, and we can give it up for that, folks. Yeah. At one point, she whispered in my ear, "Fuck me like you hate me." So I came immediately and started texting someone else. She got mad. She was like, dude, I didn't finish. And I was like, yeah. Good. I hate you. If you wanted to finish, you should have told me to fuck you like I'm scared of what you'll tell your friends. My longest relationship, 3 years. I think it's a respectable adult amount of time. I thought it would last forever though, so much so that I started saving up money for an engagement ring. Right out of college, I started setting aside money every month for an engagement ring until I had set aside $6,780. And then she broke up with me. And I remember feeling so conflicted in that moment. Because on the one hand, I was basically losing the love of my life. But on the other hand, I was basically gaining $6,780. I was like, oh, I'm going to be so sad in Tahiti. I'm trying to get back out there, though. I'm on those dating apps. I actually recently matched with a girl I went to high school with. And I didn't know it was her at first because the entire time we were in high school together, she actually had cancer. So it took me a second to recognize her. Now that she's fully healthy and recovered. And it was like amazing reconnecting with someone, knowing everything they had overcome, to the point that I felt really uncomfortable flirting with her. Because she'd be like, oh my God, in high school, you were such a funny boy. And then I'd be like, oh my God, in high school, you were such an inspiration. She'd try to keep it light. She'd be like, wait, do you remember junior prom? And I'd be like, yeah, we raised so much money for you. I'm trying to get new friends. I think I'm trying to just mix up the group a little bit because my friends are all guys and there's just no self-awareness. Like in any group of guys, whenever one of them gets laid, all the rest of us have to ask a bunch of dumb questions like, how was it? Was it good? There is no point asking a guy if the sex he had was good for him. It's always good if you're a guy. Like, there's even that old saying, it goes like, having sex is like eating pizza. Even if it's bad, it's still pretty good. That's true if you're a guy. If you're a girl, having sex is like watching somebody else eat pizza. Even if it is good, you're still probably gonna have to feed yourself later. It is great, like, looking back on a past relationship, though, because you can get perspective. When you're in the relationship, you just want to make them happy. But only when you're looking back and you, like, notice some things that maybe were a little weird. Like, my ex would always do this thing where she would try to use celebrities to make me jealous. Like, we'd be watching TV together, and Ryan Gosling would come on the screen, and she'd see him and go, oh, no, I would totally let that man have sex with me. Does that make you jealous? And I pretended that it did, because I knew that's what she was going for, but you know what? Of course it did not. What, I'm supposed to be jealous that Ryan Gosling is able to have sex with my girlfriend? I'm already able to have sex with my girlfriend. I'm jealous that Ryan Gosling is able to have sex with better people than my girlfriend. Like, I'm not jealous he can fuck my girlfriend. I'm jealous he doesn't have to. Can't imagine why we didn't work out. I don't know.